Good morning, Class 5. For GPS today, I would like you to complete the test that's in your pack, just so that I know sort of how you're getting on with all the different grammar and punctuation aspects of things. And then we'll go through the answers on the board so that at least you know where you've gone right or where you've gone wrong. And then in English, we're going to do an Observe, Infer, Wonder task based on the new book that you are going to be reading today and for the rest of the week. So if you get your GPS test out, pause the video, complete your test, and then we'll go through the answers. So number 1, which sentence uses a relative clause? Tick 1. The map that I brought with me is out of date, or I bought an out of date map yesterday. So relative clause, you need to look for a relative pronoun. So if you found the relative pronoun, you will know that that sentence has a relative clause. Circle the adverbial of number which links the sentences below to create cohesion. My health has always been very good. Consequently, I have visited the doctor many times, frequently, or only once in 5 years. Now, if your health is good, you will not need to go to the doctors much, so it would be only once. Okay? Well done if you've got those right. Add parenthesis to the sentence below. Despite the excellent sailing conditions, which were totally unexpected, my dad's boat came last. So which were totally unexpected is extra information about the sailing conditions. So if we read it again without that bit, it should still make sense. Despite the excellent sailing conditions, my dad's boat came last. It still makes sense without the parenthesis. Read this sentence. What type of word is underlined? Tick 1. Now we should know this based on question 1. This is the book that I was telling you about. Is it a possessive pronoun or a relative pronoun? Well done if you said relative. Now number 5 is quite tricky. The passage below has an error in it. Underline the error and write the correction in the box. Misactivate the weapons, cried the general. Misactivate is the error. Now some of you might just not know what the correction is. Misactivate isn't a word, they've used an incorrect prefix there. So you should have written deactivate. If you deactivate something, you're turning it off. Okay. Some of you might have written, oh, my T's have gone to the top of the line. I bet Caleb would be noticing that. Okay, deactivate the weapons, cried the general. So well done if you got that right as well. Number 6, look at the suffixes below. Which suffix should be added to the adjective glamour to create the appropriate verb? Tick 1. Some people believe that certain forms of street art can glamorise, glamourify, or glamorate graffiti. Okay, so it's quite tricky, that one. So what do you think it could be? So read it together to see if it makes sense. Glamorise, glamourify, or glamorate. Well done if you said glamorise. Circle the modal verbs in the sentence below. I can assure you. Now if I leave it as that, I've not read the question properly because it says the modal verbs. It's plural. I know that I must circle more than one. So I can assure you that whatever happens, we will not make this mistake again. So can and will. Okay, last 2 questions. Look at the words which are used to help link sentences below. Write each word once to complete the sentence below. Remember to use the correct punctuation. So that's a clue that we're going to need maybe a comma, a capital letter. Learning to play an instrument can take time. Firstly, because it's the first thing that you need to do. Firstly, you need to decide which instrument to learn. Now I've missed something here. Firstly is a fronted adverbial, so I need a comma as well. You need to decide which instrument to learn. Then, I know you can write a lot better than me. You know what it's like writing on this board, class 5. Then you will need to have some lessons from someone who can already play it. This need a capital letter, will help to ensure that you learn to play the instrument correctly. Number 9, this sentence is ambiguous. Rewrite the sentence below using commas to make the meaning clear. Now, ambiguous means that it could sort of mean two things. Missing punctuation can change what a sentence means. So this sentence, in the picnic box, I put bananas, crisps, lemonade, sandwiches and biscuits. So without commas, this sentence insinuates that you put in sandwiches that have bananas, crisps and lemonade on them and biscuits into your picnic box. But you need to have rewritten it. I'm just going to put the commas in because it takes quite a while. In the picnic box, I put bananas, crisps, lemonade, sandwiches and biscuits. So the meaning is clearer now. You've got bananas, you've got crisps, you've got lemonade and sandwiches as well as your biscuits. You've not got banana, crisp, lemonade, sandwiches. Pretty sure they wouldn't taste that nice either. Okay, well done if you got 9 out of 9 on there. If not, don't worry. Okay, you'll realise where you've made your mistakes. If you want to pause the video to get ready to get your English stuff out, feel free and then come back when you are ready. Okay, so in English this week, your work is going to be based around a book called The Man Who Walked Between the Towers. And today you're going to do an observing fair wonder task based on it before we even read the story. Okay? So, where do you think this place is? How do you know? What are the two tall buildings called? Has anybody ever been here before or know somebody that has? Okay, this is me, my sister and my mum when we went there. And I will explain where we are in a minute. So these two towers are called the Twin Towers. And back in 2001, there was a terrorist attack in New York. And 2 planes flew into these 2 towers and they were destroyed. Okay, they're not there anymore. So I went to New York in 2018 with my sister, and these are the pictures that I took when we were there. So this tower here and this tower here is in the same sort of place, the same location, but it's now just called the One Tower. And you can go up there and you can go in the observatory bit as well. This part here, and where me, my sister and my mum are stood, this is sort of like the memorial part where there's like a little waterfall, little fountains, and around it you can just see on this image it's got all the names of the people that died in the attack. Okay, so that's just sort of setting the scene. So this book is based around New York City. So observe. You need to write what you can see. Okay, you don't need to tell me how you think the man's feeling or what you think is happening, just what you can see. This is a good one to get your expanded noun phrases in there as well to describe it. So I've just written a few things. Mine aren't that detailed, so I do expect you to do yours a lot better than mine. A man's foot treading carefully on a tightrope. I could describe the foot, I could describe the shoe. A man who is very high up. Lots of cars below, so it is a busy city centre. That's just what I can see. I could describe don't know, is it a seagull, a falcon? I'm not sure what it is. Okay, but you can make that up. You could talk about the boats, where the docking part is. You could describe the rope in more detail, the buildings that are below where the man stood. Infer then, I think the man is extremely brave to be that high up. I also think that he's trying to show off. So infer is where you can now say what you think. Okay, what you think he's doing, what's happening. Why is he up there? Is he scared? What is he thinking? Will the rope snap? So wonder is your questions. Okay, and then once you've done that, you are going to write a little prediction of what you think the story is going to be about. So I'm going to write, again, don't just write I think. So because it is called, I'm going to put quotation marks, The Man Who Walked Between the Towers, I think it is about a man whose job is to walk between towers to entertain other people. Okay, I also think that something goes wrong, but I'm not too sure what. I'm going to make this smaller to fit my writing in. So I'm going to put in here, however, oh, I can't type today. I think that something goes wrong and he ends up hurt. I'm not sure what I think yet that goes wrong, but I just think that something might go wrong and he might end up hurt. I've not actually read this yet either. Okay, so that's your English for today, guys. You've got quite a lot to get on with there. Tomorrow you're going to listen to a recording of it being read as well, and then we can do some more work based on that. Enjoy, guys.